there is an element of reflex and reaction. And the majority of people are totally unaware of their own behavioral patterns. They are completely on autopilot. So who is most affected by physical violence? Women. What role do women play in eliciting these reactions that trigger physical violence? Well, one thing that women do not understand is just because you can see physical violence, physical aggression, does not mean that that's the only form of violence or aggression. You see, women are very passive aggressive. Women are covertly violent. And the damage, the things that women do covertly causes a lot of physical reactions. So women have to be when we look at this situation of domestic violence, a lot of times men ain't just beating you just to beat you. There are reasons that we have to analyze, and that if there's something that you can do as a woman to mitigate these risks and mitigate these damages, then the woman has to take accountability for that, right? Does that make sense?
Sort of, I'd say, I think it's still a topic that I really don't have answers for. And mostly I do recognize the male's ability to use violence towards women. And although there might be factors that might contribute to that, maybe psychosocial factors as well, I still strongly feel that men, there's not an excusable reason to use any form of family violence, regardless of, the behaviors or traumas or whatever underlying issues the person might have. They still should be able to. Sorry?
Can I say something right here? Right here.
Sure. Yeah.
So this is a mentality that I've been telling everybody that women have. Mm-hmm. Women hold the mentality that it doesn't matter what a woman does. It doesn't matter. She can do whatever. There is never an excuse for a man to react, but she has the ability to act and behave however she wants, because it's physical violence. Because she's the weaker vessel. If women know that they're the weaker vessel, if women know that they don't have the ability to fight a man, then women have to be more cognizant of how they behave so that they don't trigger these reactions. But that's not the way that women think. Women don't want to control themselves, but believe that the idea of self-control belongs only to a man. That is not true. Women have to be accountable for how they behave, because their behaviors trigger reactions. And the fact of the matter is that males have a limitation and a threshold to a point that you can push them past a limit and they will black out, and you get a pure reaction. Prior to that, the male is actually trying to restrain himself. And this is the part that women don't understand. Men actually attempt to restrain themselves a lot until you push them past the limit. And so women have to be more cognizant of what a man's limit is. And she has to take accountability and realize that self-control and self-discipline is not just something that's for men, because self-control and self-discipline is a masculine attribute. And women do not feel that they should have any aspect of masculinity in them, but self-control and discipline is a masculine trait, and everybody needs to have masculinity. You have to control yourself. You have to have self-awareness. Self-awareness is also a masculine attribute.
Yeah, I think I will leave it there, Princella. Thank you so much for your insights. Thank you so much for everything.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. We have to, that is very true. It is very true. this is my realm of study. This is what I'm a master in, right? I'm a master in polarity, okay? I'm a master in the principle of gender. The principle of gender is a hermetic principle, okay? The average person running around here knows absolutely nothing about masculine and feminine. The average person thinks that masculine means man and feminine means woman. This is why everybody is out here cosplaying. Even the male is cosplaying a quote unquote man. Because everybody thinks it's a look. Everybody thinks masculine and femininity is a look. It is not a look. It is a principle. It is a scientific principle that exists in everything. It is a universal principle that exists in all things. Okay? The principle of gender means the principle of generation, creation. And it takes two principles to create anything. It takes two principles to even create a picture on a page. It takes two principles to turn a light switch on. Okay? The principles of gender are the principles of generation. So, everybody has to have masculinity. The idea that women should not have self-discipline and self-control is in alignment with the idea that women should have no aspect of masculinity in them. That's the reason why you have so much recklessness. Because the average person has no masculinity, including males. This is a masculine depleted species. This, as I've said, in order to elevate, you said femininity is naive and weak. I said that's what y'all think it is. And based on how y'all define this stuff, I don't want nothing to do with femininity. It's weakness. Because if you look at how y'all describe femininity, look at how y'all describe masculine. If a woman act like she got sense, if a woman don't act dumb, if a woman has drive and willpower and can actually create and take care of herself, the first thing you do is call her what? Masculine. So if all of that is masculine, then what is femininity? Oh, femininity is being delulu. The more delusional you are, the more fairy tale and fantasy you live in, the more feminine you are. The more gullible you are, the more feminine. The more impressionable you are, the more you don't think, the more you make dumb decisions, the more emotional you are, the less direction you have in your own life. All that make you feminine. The more desperate you are, all that make you feminine. The more skittish you are, the more indirect you are. When you can't even come to a conclusion of what you want. You can't even speak directly. If you speak directly where people can understand you and you got confidence and assertiveness, everybody call you masculine. When your ass don't know your left foot from your right foot, everybody calls you feminine. I don't know why y'all think that's a compliment. Femininity is the damn insult, not masculinity. Femininity is the insult. The more, if you have to perform femininity, your ass gotta act like a damsel in distress. To perform femininity, you have to act like a dumb, ditzy damsel in distress. And you got the nerve to think that femininity ain't the damn insult. What's wrong with that? I just ain't dumb. That ain't nothing wrong with it if you're a concubine. Ain't shit wrong with it if you're a concubine. You was meant to be that. I don't identify though. I don't resonate though. Right? Ain't that's how y'all say when y'all listen to me? I just don't resonate with her. I don't resonate that shit y'all talking about. Not I am bit of that shit y'all talking about. And y'all think that y'all be throwing insults at me. You masculine. You damn, that's a compliment. I would never want to be considered feminine. Because femininity mean dumb. Femininity means stupid. Femininity means making my way downtown, walk when I'm with my man. I just turn my brain off. And then you get on this bitch and cry. He tricked me. That's what it means to be a woman. That's what it means to be feminine. No, thank you. I know. I don't want to hear nobody ask me what feminine is, because as soon as you see me and hear me, the first thing you say is masculine. So you clearly know what feminine is if I don't fit into your feminine category. If I don't fit into your femininity category, you obviously know your definition of femininity, because I don't fit it. Okay? And you know I don't fit it.
Yeah, you got to jump.
Hello.
Hello.
Who am I talking with?
Hi, this is Star. My name is Stara. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And yourself?
I am fantastic as well. Thank you so much for giving us the chance to comb through your very brilliant mind. I know you just said don't ask about femininity, but I'm going to ask.
I'm just saying, y'all know what it is because y'all got y'all definition in your mind.
Right. Right. I'm. My question is asking about the real kind, because I'm drawing certain conclusions based on the framework that you laid out about the true definition of masculine and feminine. And it seems that in this lifetime, based on the current society that we're living in, those are the desired traits to cultivate: the willpower, the discipline, the self-control. So I was just wondering, on the polarity of that, what of femininity, like the real feminine principle, the kind that old societies really used to venerate, what principles from that are we meant to cultivate to align with self-actualization?
Okay, so femininity, you have to understand that femininity is not something that you can see readily. Because femininity, everything that's in you, can't nothing come out of you that's not in you. What's in you, all that's feminine, all of the hidden structures, all of the covert information, all of the wisdom, the visions that you have in your mind, you are visualizing that thing that you're visualizing. That is the feminine, the creativity, the ideas, the concepts, the visions that you have. All of that is feminine. All of the hidden structures, the secrets, the wisdom, all of that stuff is feminine. In order for you to be. So the principle of femininity is the state of being. It's a state of being. The masculine principle is the principle of becoming, the I am principle. I am this. So what you see, you have to have an eye to see, to visualize. And that thing that you're visualizing is the state of being, the where you want to go. It is the place you want to go. That is the feminine. You have to pursue the feminine. You have to reach for the feminine. You have to move towards the feminine to become that version. And then you have to be that. So the feminine is the state of being. Wisdom,
Oh.
temperance. So you have to see what you want to be, and then you got to move towards being that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So is balance after that. So you see the vision. So would you say the feminine is your ability to imagine?
Yes. So it's the concepts, it's the imagination, it's the creative. It is not something tangible. The feminine is covert.
Mm-hmm.
The feminine is
So
covert, right?
after achieving and striving to become, you have now reached that state of balance,
State of being is the
state of being. Okay. Okay. I have a couple more questions if that's okay.
Mhm.
If you come into this lifetime as a woman, would it be, is it based on this understanding, is it possible to say that your main work should be on cultivating the masculine principle and the inverse for people who come into this life as a man?
Not necessarily, because you're not just the physical body. The human is made up of three. You have three planes going on with you. You, mind, body, and soul. So you have the physical vessel that has its polarity. You have the mind that has its own polarity. And then you have the soul that has its own polarity. So for me, I'm in a female vessel. The vessel itself is feminine. Okay. My mind is more masculine because I'm logical. I'm heavily logical. I'm a heavy visionary. So because I have vision, because I have strong willpower, because I have discipline, and I'm logical and rational in my train of thought, that's what makes me masculine mentally. Even though I'm in a feminine vessel, my soul can be analyzed astrologically, and based on my astrological makeup, I am masculine dominant within my natal chart or within my draconic chart.
100% correct, ma'am. And I admire you for speaking truth. And as a man, I am going to say this, and I want all the ladies to hear me. Women are more powerful spiritually than men. Nothing comes into existence, into the universe, or into the world without being birthed. Everyone talks about God, but nobody talks about who birthed God into existence. It was a female. Her name was the Sophie. She's in Proverbs. Embrace her like fine silver and gold. Gain wisdom and knowledge and understanding. A woman created God, the Sophie. Please look it up in the Gnostic text, but it's not in the Christian text. Okay? The problem is society today, in churches, they've been wanting to make the women as the mops of the church and put them in the closet. Women could pray harder than men. Jesus' first disciple was a woman. Jesus' beloved was Mary Magdalene. Women hold so much power within themselves. And let's get out of the human race. Let's go to the animal kingdom. The lioness is the true hunter, not the lion. You ask any police officer, what dog would they choose? A male German Shepherd or a female? They would tell you female. They have more instincts. They're more Velcro to you for protection. Females are loyal to defend a family with no second doubt. Ladies, I am a gentleman, and I wish that all of you will listen to this contact creator. Believe me, I have discernment, and she is knowledgeable. You guys hold such amazing power within yourselves, in your mind. When the Bible said, protect your temple, he didn't mean your body. He meant your mind, the temple. Your temples are on your side. He meant protect your mind because all your thoughts, all your creations come from in between your temple. But Christianity twisted it to the whole body. So if I said anything wrong, I truly apologize. I'll continue to listen. And please, this contact creator is speaking truth. She's knowledgeable. I see right through her. I do not know her. But some people do not like to be challenged because truth is hard to accept. But women are more powerful than men. I'm a Latino Hispanic. Go to an urban neighborhood with black mothers and Latino mothers. You want to see praying mothers? You go to those neighborhoods. Them women pray, you know? So women have so much power. Don't sell yourself short to society, to a man. Take back what is yours. You are the creators of God Himself. God cannot come into existence without being birthed. Animals cannot come. Insects cannot come. But nobody dares to ask that question. So I admire this person speaking her truth. I'm going to take my little break and continue this if you don't mind listening. God bless you for being so honest and inspiring people to bring out their true selves.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mario. This is kind of like related to the last question that I had at the stage of my life that I am right now as a woman, wanting to remove the conditioning I have of the feminine as reckless and weak and inferior and dumb, all the negative aspects of it that get portrayed through women in society today.
Okay,
On
I'm going to
the
answer that.
masculine side, what
I'm gonna,
advice do you have for men to balance the feminine principle
okay,
in a way that actually elevates it? To
okay,
Prince or to
okay.
Mario?
I have the answer for you, and I'm going to keep it as truthful and honest with common sense. I am a homeowner. If my house is inflamed and I call the fire department, I don't care if a battalion of 12 men show up to put my fire out or a battalion of 12 women. I don't care. I just care about get that hose off the truck, put out the fire. I'm not going to judge if it's a woman or if it's a man. I'm not going to judge if it's a gay fire squad or a heterosexual fire squad. I don't care. You're qualified. Put the fire out. But the problem is, men in society have decided to put an invisible wall that doesn't exist in front of the woman's mind to create a buffer not to be challenged or questioned. But see, I'm different. I don't go by emotions. I go by what is truth. And once you have that, like your content creator here, she is a secure being in her mind, in her soul. She has spoken it verbally and she has shown it physically in the live. Once you're at her level, nothing could move your feet, my friend. You are in control of your thoughts, your life, your energy, your universe. Okay, I'll let you go now. I'll listen.
And so what I would say is, number one, don't worry about the male figuring it out. This is about the woman needing to balance herself. So there's a as above, so below. Every polarity has within it both the masculine and feminine. So you have a low level masculine and feminine realm, and then you have a high level of masculine and feminine within those poles. There is divine femininity and there is dark femininity. When you come on planet Earth, you are born into the darkness. You are in the dark realm. You are in the survival realm.
Mm-hmm.
Without sight, without knowledge, without wisdom, without understanding, which are all balanced within their polarities. But these are feminine concepts that you have to see with the mind's eye. If you don't see these concepts, you will not have the will to approach them, to become them. So wisdom is a feminine concept, but
Amen.
wisdom has to be discovered with the mind's eye. It does not exist in the low paradigm of darkness. It is a concept of the light. So you have to be able to see it in your mind, and you have to have the will to strive to become that concept, to become that virtue.
I see.
Amen. Amen. And here, and I'm going to confirm what she just said. In the Bible, because I'm a biblical theologian, and I use it for righteousness, not to deceive people. In the Bible, Peter questioned Jesus, how is it possible that Mary's listening to you teach us the Torah? She's a woman. Jesus replied, then I shall make her a man. And Peter said, how is that possible that you shall make her a man? He goes, because we are not of the flesh, but of the spirit. So if we take off the shell, me and you are the same energy. We're equal. So who am I to say Jesus is wrong? I'm a hypocrite. Did Jesus put Peter in check? Yes, he did. He said, yeah, I'll make her a man. And Peter said, how can you possibly make her a man? Because we are not of the flesh, Peter. We are of the spirit. So you're of a spirit being, my friend, a powerful one. Listen to this live host. Believe me, I caught on like 30 seconds. I stopped. I was window licking. I heard wisdom. I said, this is an intelligent person. I'll let you take it from here, host.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the thing about it is all of the information that is out there is attempting to trap you in the vessel. The freedom comes in the mind. You cannot do much with the vessel. The vessel is doomed. That's why this is the realm of death. You shall surely die. Those who remain carnal will not inherit the kingdom of heaven, will not inherit the kingdom of God, because the kingdom of God is in the mind. And if you are trapped in the vessel is half of itself. It's missing the balanced pole within itself. So by you being in a feminine vessel without accessing your mind, you are effectively half of yourself, and the male is half of himself within the vessel. When you transcend the vessel, this is where you have the ability to reunify the masculine and feminine principles within the self. It comes in the mind. It does not come in the body.
And I have to
I'm
say this.
listening. I'm processing.
Okay,
Thank you
but
for
wait.
answering the questions.
But wait, the content creator would agree with me. This is not something she just learned or I just learned. We've been knowing this for many years, many decades. It's hard for people to grasp because they're still drinking milk and we're biting ribs and meat. It's something you, how can I put it to you? Maybe the content creator could explain better. It's Christ consciousness. Jesus was not a Christian. He came to teach the Christ consciousness within yourself, the kingdom within you, the powers and the abilities you have. You know, people pray to the sky and their prayers fall on deaf ears because they think heaven is in the sky. But in Matthew's, Jesus clearly said, for I am in my Father, as my Father is in me, as I am in you. For the kingdom cannot be seen with the human eyes because the kingdom is within you. So when you want a manifestation, when you want a power, when you want control of your life, go within oneself. Your kingdom is within you. Your power is within you. The temple is not the whole body like the Christian church says. It's protecting in between your temples of your head, which is your brain, the right or the left side. I don't know which one is true and correct. The content creator could correct me. One is the female side and one is the masculine side. I'm not sure which one it is. Maybe she could help here.
Side is the feminine and the left side is the masculine. And it's so funny because I think this whole live is really divine for you to even pop up here because every scripture that you just quoted, I literally just put that in my book because I wrote a book called The Five Components of Love. And what
Uh-huh.
I've done is I broke down a lot of the scriptures. I've synthesized all of the sciences, the theology, the behavioral science, neuroscience, all of that. And I've synthesized it around this one concept called the five components of love to elucidate all of this. Everything that was taught in the Bible, this one concept explains it crystal clear. And every verse that you just mentioned are verses that I put in this book.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you why. I've never met you in my life. This is my first time ever being on your live. When you walk in the light and I walk in the light and we are in Christ consciousness, the Christ within us, the universe, because there is no coincidence, I don't care what anybody says, puts us together, two strangers, right? But people call it praying. We don't call it praying because we already know there's going to be a connection. Now, can you tell me, what did you call that? The five what?
The five components of love.
Okay, now the five components of love, through something in my mind, less than 125 page paperback book or a digital download book, that is with your personality, your truth, your verification of truth, that will sell because it's truth. And no one could deny that what you just said that you did your research on. Now you just need to apply that to greater masses.
Yes.
I would love you to see that.
Yes, sir.
I would love you to create that because that is a creation. Because you can't design a chair without a thought first and bring it into existence. You cannot expect a better life without a thought first. You know, everything is created within oneself. Christ consciousness. The kingdom is within you. It cannot be seen with the human eyes. But Christianity is supposed to make you weak and meek as a sinner. Christianity does not give a voice to women in the church, but wants them to be the mops of the church and put them in the closet. I want you for the baked goods. I want you to put out the Bibles. I want you to mop the church. I want you to dust the altar. But where's that value for that woman? Jesus' mother was his first disciple. Jesus' beloved was Mary. Sophie created God. She birthed God into existence. But that's in the Gnostic text. The Ethiopian Bible will tell you the Sophie created God. Nothing cannot come into existence without being birthed. Please buy this woman's book when it comes out. I'll buy the book because the knowledge that this person has, in the Bible it says, do not throw your pearls to the swine. And that means people that don't understand us.
Right.
We're not making this up because once you're on our side in the light,
God.
once, huh?
I'm saying it's a lot of people that don't understand me. It's crazy because I'm like, real recognize real. Like it's an instant connection. And it's like
Instant.
the average person, it's like a lot of this stuff that I say just flies over their head. They can't get past how I look. They can't get past they can't get past the image or the physical. And it's so hard for people to be able to hear and see truth. They don't recognize it.
No, they
It's
don't. They don't. And here's the crazy part. I recognized you. You recognized me. It was like, welcome, my friend. It's been a long time. I haven't seen you. You know? But the thing is, we are not supposed to share this knowledge just with anyone. A biblical theologist told me, Mario, your knowledge is not just supposed to be shared with anyone. You're not going to be accepted. You're going to be called what's it called? Blasphemy. You're going to be called a million things. But you know what's funny? If you guys ever go to my TikTok page, I'm going to be 60 years old, July 27 next month. Go look at my photographs. Go look at ways that it's like I age 1 year every 7 years for some golly reason. I don't know. Like this content creator, she looks great. She looks healthy. She looks secure. When you walk in the light of truth, like Jesus said, I am the light, the truth, and the way. He didn't say, I am the Son of God too. No, 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 no. He said the light, the truth, and the way before anything. Once you're at that level of Christ consciousness as a human being, you'll be surprised how you're going to look, how you're going to feel, how bad things are going to get away from you, how positive things are going to come in, how love is going to manifest without you asking, how you're going to receive without asking, how people are going to hate you because it's a heavy burden to carry, correct, creator?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to be tough. You got to be strong enough to handle that because it's coming.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Princella. This was truly an honor. I recently watched the video where you broke down life and existence and love. I'm going to rewatch it and get the book so I can really start walking in the light, as you mentioned. Thank you.
I recommend that y'all come to my live event. I recommend y'all get a ticket. Y'all really don't know what y'all missing. Y'all
Is
should.
the one happening this month?
Yeah, the one that's starting Monday.
You have 2 weekend sessions.
I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
Say again.
I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
The event is it is the convertermethod.com, and we have 2 sessions, one on June 16th through the 18th, and the next one on the weekend, 26th through the 28th.
People are
The same
asking.
content both weekends.
People are asking when's the book coming out. On your comments, you have several people asking when's the book coming out.
Well, I'm answering about the event that I'm doing.
I'm sorry.
So the first session starts Monday, so it's on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then the second session is on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
I see.
yeah, so it's 1 weekend and 1 weekday.
Okay, understood. I'll try to find my way in.
All right,
Thank you.
you're very welcome. Right, and the new book will be sold via personally because this is not on Amazon. Nobody has a copy of this book. It just got designed today. So tomorrow I will have a link for people who want to pre-order the book. You'll have an opportunity to pre-order tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you so much, and good luck on the book launch. Not that you need it, but
Thank you very much. Okay.
Well, I hope I gave you a confirmation on your book, my friend.
Oh yeah, you did. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And it was a spiritual confirmation. It wasn't because I said it. It was like something told me, you need to tell this woman she needs to get this book out there.
Yeah, I've been working. I've been really working. I've been working on it for the past 2 months. I wanted to make sure that it is perfect and ironclad because when I put this out here, this is going to be a groundbreaking. There is no content. There is no idea out in the world, past, present, or even future, that's close to what I've done. Like I've really defined love, and I have demystified all of the spiritual texts or the religious texts, and I've backed it up with science, theology, numerology, you name it. This concept is ironclad. Is indisputable, and
Now,
it's nothing like nothing.
can I ask you something? Maybe your listeners would find this very interesting and intriguing. Can you share with me? I know some of it because I am in the light like you. Can you share with us the experience of being in the light and not in that dark place and having within yourself Christ consciousness, the true power within yourself?
Yes. So for me, it's total peace. It's total peace. It's total understanding. It's patience for sure, because I know unequivocally what direction I'm walking in. I know who I am. I know where I'm from, right? all of that knowledge is confirmation, and it gives me a peace. It allows me to be in alignment with what times are right for me, and I don't have to cut myself down to try to be accepted by other people. And I also understand other people in a way that they don't understand themselves, which gives me
Wow.
even more peace.
Wow. Now, the problem that I see with me, and this is crazy, and I'm not better than any human being walking this earth. I feel that I'm held to a different standard of integrity beyond your normal person. It's
Yes.
like I'm sorry. Listen. I can't lie to. I mean, like I told somebody she was extremely ugly because it's like it's like spiritually, not mentally, spiritually. You're held to this different standard of accountability.
Yes.
That's even slacking off at the workplace. That's even being deceitful. That's even just the thought of doing something deceitful and wrong.
Correct.
It's like your level of integrity just went from like 1.0 to 2.0.
Hmm. Yeah, because at the end of the day, like I've always felt like I was under some spiritual contract. I know a lot about human nature, but I am spiritually unallowed to utilize that in any malicious way for any personal gain. My
Thank you.
my talents, my skills, my wisdom has to be used to elevate other people and to free other people from the prisons that they have themselves in. That
Now,
is the purpose of what I'm here for.
now, can I ask you something? Because I just want to put it out there. You just say yes or no. I could have someone walk 10 feet in front of me, a total stranger. I don't see a person. I see the spirit in the person. I see the intent, the feeling, the energy. I see the spirit in the person before I see the person for the flesh. That's crazy. And people say, "How did you know that?" For some reason, I just knew, you know. And it's not a superpower because once you're spiritually entwined with yourself, you'll be surprised how life is. And it's a heavy burden to carry. It is a heavy burden to carry because you're held to a different standard by a higher power.
Absolutely. And, you know, responsibility is just not something that the average person wants, right? And this is one of the reasons why they don't choose to walk this path, because you will be held accountable. A lot of people are comfortable blaming other people. A lot of people are
Wow.
comfortable being a sideline cheerleader while somebody else takes on the brunt of the weight. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. You're so right. And a lot of people sit in a corner. It's my marriage, it's my relationship, it's my job, it's my finances, it's my home. But it's insanity when you're repeating it over and over and over and over and over. It's insanity because I feel that this knowledge is too much of a responsibility. People don't like that in today's society. It's challenging because it is challenging because you got to challenge everything you say, how you came up with the theory to most people. And then it's accountability.
absolutely, it's absolutely true.
I can't wait for you to do this book thing. I'm like at the edge of my sofa right now going.
The pre-order link will be out tomorrow. Um, Pretty much everything is ready to go. I just got to get I just got to get these orders stacked up so I can go ahead and get the first shipment.
And you'll be shipping it out to people's addresses
Yeah, I'll be shipping it out.
and they could pay through PayPal and all that.
Yes, because I didn't there was a couple of reasons why I didn't want to put it on Amazon. Number one, this book is going to be a hardcover book, and
Nice.
it's got color pages, it's got a real nice cover and everything, and Amazon doesn't create with that level of detail, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And so I want this to be a premium version of a book, and if I ship them out, I can sign them myself.
No, you need to sign it. You need to sign it or I'm sending it back.
Yes, no, I'm gonna sign them all.
Now, can you enlighten me and enlighten the listeners? Because we have almost 250 people watching right now. What is the book in small detail about, and how can it better us, inspire us, and guide us? Like that, we could get a trailer of the book, and to get behind the author's perspective and view and mindset, so we as your followers and future purchasers could be in the director's seat.
Yes. So the book, the concept is the 5 components of love, where I have demystified what love is. And I've come to the conclusion that it is not an emotion, it is not an action, that it is actually 4 things that you can utilize in one concept that will transform everything in your life. So, what I've come to discover is that love is a structure that is built on the concept of 5 elements. It is a system, it is a non-linear dynamical system that functions in a way, in a cycle, in a closed loop. It is a process of thermodynamic energy conversion, and it is a state which is characterized by the position that it holds within the nonlinear dynamical system. When you understand these 4 things of what love is, you now have a mechanism that will transform your identity, expand your consciousness, improve your leadership, improve your relationships, improve your mental health. This concept, this one concept, will solve every single problem that you have in your life.
Now, a second question as a follow-up question, because I definitely will buy the book, no doubt. And I definitely want it signed. And we have a lot of people listening, and your comments are off the charts, you know, what you're getting on comments. Why did the church, Christianity, religion hide this simple information from the needy people that wanted to better themselves as human beings? Why was this knowledge, these 5 simple steps, kept from us?
So, the human species is an infantile species. And just as you said earlier, we chewing on meat. You can't feed steak to babies. And so these concepts are so esoteric and so they're not tangible. And you have to really have an attuned eye to comprehend this. So what has occurred is all of the wisdom had to be ground up and homogenized in a way so that humans could digest it. So all of these principles had to be anthropomorphized. You had to create fables and storytelling so that the human could grasp it. But the people who were mentally capable of chewing on this in its raw form, in its unadulterated form, are the ones who maintain power. The average person is trapped in the realm of the flesh, and the flesh will crucify you due to a lack of understanding. So the elites, or those who had this knowledge, they had no other choice but to be relegated to secrecy, because the average human was a heathen, an infantile heathen.
Wow, that's deep. Now, I feel like I'm interviewing the director, and it's super cool because I get to pick the host's mind, and it's super intriguing. Now, the third question I have for you, which I love this interview. The third question I love for you to answer is, what triggered, what something had to trigger your mind to go that deep for 5 simple steps? What triggered you? What was the aha moment that
So,
everybody missed? That everybody missed?
so as you said earlier, this has been a journey I've been on for over 25 years. So when I was 7 years old, When I was 7 years old, I've always been a spiritual person, but I got baptized at 7. My grandmother bought me a children's Bible, and I read the whole Bible. But out of all of the stories that I read, only one story stood out to me, and that was the story of Solomon, where he could have had anything he wanted,
Ecclesiastics.
but he asked for wisdom. And that's what I wanted. I always knew that I wanted to help people, and I always knew that I wanted to break generational curses. So that I got on my knees and I prayed for wisdom. And the way my brain works is it files a lot of information passively. So I have an extensive background with a variety of experiences. I was I went to school for cellular molecular biology. I was in the military for 8 years. I got commissioned as an officer. I have a project management professional certification. I was top salesman. I've driven trucks. I've been in the oil field. I've done a lot of things, and I have natural abilities in human behavior and psychology. And so with all of that information, and I have a music background, and I have dipped my hands into digital animation. I've been in a lot of areas. My mind has been synthesizing information over the course of 25 years. In 2016, no, it wasn't 2016, it was 2014, the concept of the 5 components of love just dropped into my head out of nowhere. It was like a download. And I've been developing the concept since 2014. So here we are 12 years later.
And I show up.
Say again?
And I show up.
Yes. Yes, and then you show up, because this was spontaneous. This was definitely not planned. And
Definitely not planned. Definitely. You can't even write a script for this. Now, as I'm going to continue my interview, because everybody's loving this, we're going up on the viewing numbers, the comments are through the roof. I love this interview. As she said, she wanted to break generational curses, and me and her could relate to this. And we're going to give you guys a little inside information. Generational curses, in layman's terms, is a monitoring spirit. It's a demonic spirit. Also, if you want to go biblical, Greek, Latin, and Hebrew, they're called archons. Like archangels are called archangels above an angel, where an archon is above a demon. So generational curses, monitoring spirits, and archons, and the creator of this amazing book coming out, and I love this live, she's going to enlighten you of the power of these beings that need to be rebuked from our minds. Can you share a little bit about that? Because spiritual healing is important before they even understand you or your book.
correct. So a lot of people think that that they'll be able to be saved from this plane when they die. When you die, it's too late, because if you don't have conscious awareness now, you're not going to have it then. Okay. Just as manipulation goes on in this realm, and we are in an illusory realm, limited by our ability to see only just a small spectrum of the light frequency. You have to develop the expansive eye. If you don't develop that now, you will be subject to manipulation by these archons. It will be easy to deceive you. You have to get into a state of knowing, not believing. You have to know. The average person is skeptical of people who speak because they are unable to decipher the difference between right, wrong, good, and evil, up and down. The average person has no direction. And so this is why when Jesus walked through the valley of the shadow of death, he says, I am the way, the truth, and the light. He is the guide, the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding that he has as a guide In the realm of darkness and blindness, you have to lean on somebody else's understanding to guide you to a place that you can't see because you don't have the eye to see it. You don't have the discernment. You don't have the knowledge or awareness because that element in you is not developed. If you don't develop it now, it's not going to miraculously show up when you transition.
Nope.
It's not.
Nope. And Jesus, and people don't know. People just remember the Jesus that walked into Israel at the age of 30 and died at 33. But people, you need to understand, he studied in India and he studied in Egypt for 17 years of his life, okay, before he stepped foot. So he had that eye opened. He used the Christ consciousness within. So anyway, I'm going to let anyone else that would love to come up, get a one-on-one with the host, ask your questions. It's an amazing topic here, friends. You're blessed tonight. This is information that it's not given away freely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for all your questions and your interaction in this live. Let's see. There's a lot of people here. Hey, hello, how you doing?
Hi. I'm just in awe and I'm so honored to I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I've been listening to you on and off and it's just an honor. Thank you so much for everything that you do and that you put out in the universe. Thank you very much. And I hope one day I get your books. I'm all the way in Jamaica. So hopefully, I'll, but thank you. And I have a bunch of questions, but due to the fact that I'm so nervous, I'm just going to sit back for a little bit. But you're amazing. You are absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad you are a part of this universe. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Hi, Priscilla. Peace.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
How are you?
I'm well. My kids are still up. I'm trying to get them to sleep, so you might hear little people in the background. When I came in, the young lady was speaking and was asking about balancing out feminine and masculine energy, and so I just wanted to chime in some of what you all were talking about. I know for me, my introduction into learning about these things, a lot of it came from Vedic principles and things, because it was more prominent, and a little more digestible for people. Yoga and things was out there. So I got deeper into learning about the Tridevi and Shakti energy, and when learning about those things, I found out that, women and feminine energy is the source energy, is the source power. That is where the gods, came from. That's where they go to renew themselves. That is their backbone. And the same applies for women. And so this concept and it being thrown around social media, women being too masculine and they're in their masculine things, it really bothers me because when that's said, it projects the idea that a woman don't have masculine energy and we're not supposed to be a certain way, and it promotes this picture that we're just hard-bodied and things of that nature. So I completely agree when y'all was speaking about us being both, and it's that idea is used of women being too masculine really as a form of subjugation. Okay, we'll get it. And to put us in our place. I think Mario was saying about the invisible buffer and things. It's used to put us, quote unquote, in our place, to try to be docile, because that is how lots of people view feminine energy when it's not that way. Feminine energy is not just the little meek. Okay. let me talk right now. It's not just a meek and being quiet and just being nurturing. Feminine energy is power. Like, it's power, period. And being masculine doesn't mean being manly. And a lot of people online and places are using feminine and masculine in such black and white aspects without truly understanding energy. And it makes it confusing for people who don't understand energy. It makes it very confusing, and it takes away our power. I like what you were speaking about with your astrological chart, how it showed how you have a masculine dominant chart. I do as well. I have lots of fire energy in my chart. Lots of planets and things show me as being have masculine energy. Presenting, when people see me, I'm very vain, like girly girl and all that. However, I'm 5'1", but I have the energy and come off as somebody who think they 6'7", and it's lots of output. It's very outputting to a lot of people, and men in particular are really intimidated by it. And I often run into that same issue of trying to be put in my place and things like that. And I feel like a lot of men and a lot of people, when they put that too masculine title on a woman, they're trying to say a woman's too aggressive or too this, things that are commonly attributed to men. Because men have a warped idea of themselves and the masculine energy themselves. And so as for balancing that, as for balancing the feminine and the masculine, I think it's really important that we women in particular get an understanding on energy, point blank period, on what energy is, and to not get caught up in having to be feminine and boxing ourselves in as dressing like this, and having to talk like this, and be a connoisseur, to trick people in things and realize we are the embodiment of pure dark energy. That stuff that make up the universe that scientists are still trying to figure out. We are literally that, and we can bring ourselves into. Can you hear me? Well, I'm noticing your face. I know my
No, I can hear you. I can hear you. I need you to get ready to land your plane unless you got a question for me.
Okay, so yes, I do have a question. Because I thought it was kind of like an open panel, Mario was speaking and things like that. So my question is, I'm 30 years old. I have 3 kids. I kind of got into these things late. My question is, being someone who knows all of this, I know all of these things. However, I still am having the hardest time deconstructing my life from these things, separating myself from being tethered to a man with financially entwined and things of that nature. So with having all this knowledge and stuff, how can someone actually apply all these things? So just like you spoke with your book, it's one thing of reading all this.
Okay.
How can someone apply this?
Okay. So let me say this. To know and not to do is not to know. If you're asking me how to apply it, it is because you don't know it. Now, there is an alchemical process that nobody can give you knowledge. Knowledge is something that you have to cultivate. The base, the root of all knowledge, all wisdom, and all understanding is information. Information is the substrate that you use to send through an alchemical process to become knowledge, wisdom, or understanding. What you have is information. You are aware that the information is out there, but you have not sent it through a alchemical process to turn it into knowledge. All right. So you have to do that. You have to take this information. There's no way that you can just consume information and just consume and consume and consume and not take action on it. So the first thing first is everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs a guide to help them implement certain things, especially with concepts and stuff of this nature. Everybody needs a guide, which is the reason why Jesus walked through the valley of the shadow of death, to lead people out by the way, the truth, and him being the light. Okay. You have to lean on somebody who can show you the way, who can speak the truth, and who can demonstrate that they are the light. This stuff is too dense and too complex for people to just take it as information and think that they can implement it on their own. You need a coach, which is the reason why you're asking the question as to how. And the answer that I can give you is, if you're truly ready to move forward in implementing this information, you need to come to the workshop, because you need clarity, because the clarity will tell you what you need to do next. And at that point, you have to act on it. I can't act for you. Nobody can act for you. Only you can act for you.
I completely agree. That's the thing that I haven't really had the chance to have, is someone to walk this path with me. I've been trying to do everything on my own. And I saw someone say willpower. It does take a lot of willpower when you're completely going against what's different around you. And just like Christian would say about backsliding, I have backslid a lot when trying to stand in my power and implement the things that I learn and that I know to be true and that I see, but my environment doesn't really match that, and it makes it a little more difficult.
Where there's a will, there's a way. But here's the thing, and this is why the 5 components is so important, because I explain in this concept why willpower alone is not enough energy. You will fail by trying to use willpower alone. You have to be able to coordinate forces. You have to be able to coordinate forces in a direction so that it can support your direction and your growth. This is a level of information that is not out there. It's not dependent on willpower alone. Willpower is an element, but that willpower that you have has to be directed to something specific. It cannot be the sole energy that you use for transformation.
Amen. 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 And real quick, to add to that, in layman's terms, she talks with very, great words. I'm a Jersey guy. I keep it simple. I don't have her vocabulary. Ladies, I'm going to give you a knowledge right now that is priceless. And it's simple to like my level of speaking. In the Bible, in the book of Acts, I am going to sell you the playbook of Christian men to hold over you and destroy your abilities. And here you go. In Acts, wives, be submissive to your husbands. And a Christian man will always say that to his wife. And they will hold that because it stops you from self-growth. Be submissive to your husbands. But see, since I'm a biblical scholar, in Greek, which is next to Hebrew for the best translation, submissive means adjust. If me and you move in together, it doesn't mean I gotta bow to you and wipe your feet. It means adjust to you, because now we're living together. Now we're sharing spirits, we're sharing bodies, we're sharing the space. So when you hear a man say, "You're my wife, be submissive," no, you're taking it out of content. And Greek to Latin to English is adjust. But if you continue to read, it says, "Husbands, listen to your wives, for your prayers won't be hindered." So in other words, God's saying, I'm not telling your wife to be submissive to you. You're taking it out of content. She's supposed to adjust to you, but at the same time, I'm telling you, listen, God's telling you, listen to your wives so your prayers won't be hindered. Hindered means God's not going to answer a man's prayer because he's rebellious and doesn't want to listen to his wife. But they skip that part out, which is the lower verse, to keep you submissive from your true abilities, your true powers, your true free will, And I hope I said everything true and correct, and the more educated person, the host, could confirm.
That is that is correct. That is correct. Um, no matter what religion we talking about, they all come from the same underlying principles. All of these religions come from one organizing structure that every last one of them has bits and pieces, and you have of the information, and all of them have told or placed these character traits onto humans. Okay, so as long as you understand the bare bones, the fundamentals, the principles that make up all of reality, you will be able to comprehend what scripture is saying, what people are doing, how you function. That's the thing that we need. And so there's a reason for why these words are used. There's a reason why the scripture is written for the feminine to be submissive to the masculine. There's a reason for that, right? And when you understand the reason, you can transcend the limitations of the physical body. When you understand the reason behind why the books are written the way that they're written, right? But there's a lot of things that you got to go through. You have to start at the basics. You can't jump from kindergarten to PhD, because like I say, it took me 25 years to get to this place. It ain't got to take you 25 years, but it ain't going to take 5 minutes either. Make sense?
Yes. Yes. Were you speaking to me or Mario? Yes, that makes sense to me.
Speaking to you. Um, for everybody who is interested and who feels like they want to actually understand this, and you want it, I highly recommend that you get a ticket to my upcoming event. This is what this is all about. All of this stuff is connected, and this is what I teach. I teach transformation. I teach the mechanisms of how to solve your problems: mental, spiritual, emotional, physical. It's only one solution. It's one thing. It's one thing. The event is online. It is on Zoom. So no matter where you are in the world, you can attend. It's 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. The the first event starts on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's a 3-day event. hmm Tomorrow, the pre-order link will be up for those who want the book, The 5 Components of Love. All right. I hope you asked everything that you got to ask. I'm going to bring some other people up. Thank you so much for coming up. Hello, who am I speaking with?
Who's this? How y'all doing?
I'm excellent. Who am I speaking with?
All right, you who? Excellent. I thought you was Prince Heller. What's going on? Nixon 5. Everybody look alive.
Yeah, this is Coachella.
You said excellent. I'm like, what's going on?
Not a lot.
Okay, you all right?
Yeah, you got a question?
I mean, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Well, we got. Look, we listen. I ain't on the phone now, okay? Like, this ain't just like some shit where I'm like, man, I ain't got nobody to talk to. Can y'all just come up here and talk to me, please? Yeah, what's up? Like, damn, it's a question. Like, if you got any questions for me, go ahead and ask. And I ask, but I ain't trying to cake with y'all. Like, hello? Hello?
Hi, Princella.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. There's something I wrote down from one of your lives that I really would love if you could elaborate on because there's so much I'm learning and I'm looking forward to your event. There was a statement you made where you said we don't see with our eyes, we see with our mind.
Yeah.
And that was the question that really came up to ask if you could expand on because I think there's a narrative I'm trying to
It's real simple.
rewrite or rewire.
It's real simple. You got Facebook? You on mute. You got Facebook?
Yeah, I got a Facebook.
How long you had a Facebook?
Um, since I was in uni.
Okay. So that's what, 10, 15 years? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
So you've made a lot of posts over 10, 15 years, correct?
yeah,
And on Facebook, they pop up memories, right?
yeah.
So have you ever looked at some of your memories and look at some of the stuff that you posted back then and was like, what the fuck was I thinking when I posted that? Huh?
Yeah.
Right. And when you look in the past, a lot of times you think you were crazy. You thought the way you saw the world was based on the information that you have. Over 15 years, you have gotten new information, you have new experiences that have shifted how you view the world. Now, your eyes can see the same things, but your mind don't see the same things. That's why you can look back 15 years and say, the fuck was wrong with me? I must have been crazy. I must have been on psych. I must have been a psycho. I must have been on Prozac or something to even post this. You can expedite your growth by learning more because the more you learn, the wider your perspective gets and the more you can shift how you see things. You can rotate perspectives in your mind, which will allow you to see more things. And the more things that you can see and the more things that you can understand, the more you're able to shift your emotional state. Because you have to understand that emotional states, how you feel, is directly connected to the thoughts that go through your mind. And those thoughts that go through your mind are filtered based on how you see them. So when you change how you view reality, you will also change your emotional state because your emotional state is directly connected to thoughts.
Yeah. They trigger emotional responses. So I'm trying to connect this to the God damn it, I don't want to take too much time. I'm trying to connect this to love.
Well, that's why you have to come to my
Oh,
workshop.
I gotta come. I got it. I got it. Thank you so much.
Don't be
Thank you so
shy.
much for everything.
You're welcome. All right. No cutting corners. You can't cut corners on excellence.
And you know what? I noticed a pattern here, and it's very important for the listeners. And I'm new. I'm a new listener. This is knowledge that you can't sprinkle like glitter on people. You can't.
Right.
This is this is valuable information that has to be taken in slowly.
Right.
And it's it's years and years of learning.
Yeah, you have to be dedicated. You have to bow down and accept that you are a student of life. You have to be a student of life. If you do not become a student of life and you're looking for instant gratification, you're going to quit this before you even start.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I'm going to take what you just said. In the Bible, it says, for the road is broad, but the gate is narrow, right? That's in the Bible. But in the Ethiopian Bible, which is the oldest Bible on earth, and the Gnostic text, which is the Christ consciousness, Jesus said, he that comes to the door alone is the one that shall enter. So when you leave all your filthy rags at the door, all your burdens, everything you've learned, you've just been defragged and you've been deprogrammed. Once you could come in through this door alone, spiritually, that's when you're ready to take everything in.
Correct. Correct. And it's Chiquita.
I'm
It's
sorry,
Chiquita.
y'all. It's Chi Chi. My apologies. Hi. First, I would like to say just thank you for everything that you've done, the 25 years and more. It's greatly appreciated. I came across you with the Rich Red Witch on YouTube when y'all did y'all stuff together,
Okay.
and I would just like to say, what did he say earlier, Mario? He said that something about sprinkling the glitter. Like, I've changed my life so much in the last year to the point where it's daunting, and I don't even remember who that person was. So I completely agree. Um, but I'm gonna stop talking. My question was, are you familiar with Alice Bailey, and has she had any effect on the works that you've done so far, and your opinion on everything?
No, I don't even know who that is. Most of the stuff that I know came from my own mind and my own journey. So, like I said earlier, I have my mind files information away, and so it has stacked up data from the time that I was 13 when I got my first mentor through college. I've retained all that information. So there's no single book. I haven't read a lot of books. The little things that I have read, which are bits and pieces of things, because I've only read a full book cover to cover in my book club. I've never read a book full from cover to cover prior to my book club. Everything that I know has been pieced together and synthesized from years of experience and bits and pieces of information from here and there. Right? So I don't know who that person is. Never even heard of them. I've never read a lot of books that people talk about. Like I didn't even know anything about Stephen Covey, but everybody say that I'm saying stuff that he wrote in the book, but I never even read that book and barely even know who he is.
You know, I'm about to say, if you ever find the time, I came across it today, and then your live popped up right after that. And I usually hop in when you're on the whiteboard and you're teaching whatever you have for the day. So I definitely agree. And then I had a quick question, then another one. One is more so personal for you. I'm 28. I'm a black woman. I get misgendered a lot. How the young lady was speaking earlier about the masculine aspects, and how we in general kind of get treated by the world. How do you personally deal with it? Like, is it something that's more so surface level?
I've been getting misgendered my whole life. I've been told that, I'm a tomboy. When I was young, my mother, people in my family used to say that I should have been born a boy instead of a girl because my personality is just like people try to disrespect me every day on live. People every day, somebody calling me a man or whatever, and I just get in their ass. I don't take it personally because they've been saying this my entire life. Like, this is not new. You know what I mean? So you can't control what other people do. You have to understand, like, the more you learn and the more knowledge you get to understand human beings, you have to understand that the person that's doing all this stuff they're infantile, they kids, they babies, they are not adults, they don't know no better, and they being the children that they always were. So you just got to be confident in yourself and not worry about what people think.
I agree. I'm about to say, I think I just get irritated with the projection. And then as a black woman, if I'm not cheery or performative or even disrespectful back, it's still insulting to them. So it's very interesting. But I just wanted to, just wanted to ask you that. And then my last question, for the live that you're doing tomorrow, you said, right, 6 to 8.
It's
Is
Monday.
there going to be Monday? Excuse me, you're right. I work overnight, so my tomorrow is, but as far as the live goes, will there be a playback for us to purchase and watch it afterwards?
So there's only a 12-hour playback. So if you get the VIP or diamond, you get 12 hours to catch up. The reason for that is because when you are there, you have to put all your energy into focusing. When people have a safety net, this is a psychological thing. When you have a safety net, you don't put everything that you got into something. You relax. And it's like, oh, well, I'll just watch it later. And then no, you have to be thoroughly engaged. You're going to have to take notes. You need notebook, pen. You need to be asking questions because it ain't going to be no do-overs, right? So you need to come with your mind ready and completely engaged. And the only reason that the only reason that we even have a 12-hour playback, because sometimes stuff happens and you might miss a class or you might come in late and you need to catch up. You got 12 hours to go back and watch that before the next class. So the video, the recording will come out after that class ends. You'll have all that time until the next class starts. Once the next class starts, you can't access the previous day anymore, if that makes sense.
Yes, that makes perfect sense. Thank you for clearing that up, and thank you for your time. I'm gonna hop down.
All right, thank you. Okay. All right, Zika.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm I didn't know you had a live, but I've been watching you for quite some time. And I just happened to be scrolling and there goes your live and I started listening, which I will definitely be taking your class. I'm 59, so I'm never going to stop learning
Correct.
because you know, I I'm a kidney patient on dialysis, and people are like, "Oh my God, you don't even look like you are." I'm like, "Yeah, because of my mindset. Like, I keep everything positive, and I'm always learning. I have my therapist, and so yeah, pretty much. You're doing really great. I think I must have seen 10 of your videos on
Yes.
YouTube. The last one I saw is the one you did with Candace Owens. That was pretty cool. But you're doing really good. I'm going to make sure I take your class. I'm going to be laser focused. I have dialysis um Monday morning, so I'll be ready. What time is it again?
6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's later.
Right, and I'm in Houston. So yeah, that'll be cool.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right. Well, you take care and you keep doing what you're doing. I love it. Very nice
Wow.
what you're doing.
Thank you.
So I've been on with a celebrity here this whole time and I don't even know it? Candace Owens? Really?
Yeah, I did. You
Well,
didn't? Yeah. That was.
no, well, listen, I just met you tonight, but that young lady that just went off, what you said about your dialysis and people are shocked on how well you're doing and, you look how you look. I'll tell you why. If you go into the Bible's a code. If you kill the flesh, you kill the person.
Mhm.
But do not allow anyone to kill your spirit.
Right.
As long as your spirit is healthy, believe me, you'll be okay.
Absolutely. That is so true. That is so
Don't
true.
let anyone, like right now, let's say I have the C word for 12 years. I don't feel it. I don't know it. I'll probably live to like 92 years old. But once that seed is planted in my flesh, I start falling apart because you killed my spirit.
Right.
Everything is the power of the mind, my friends. And I'm with a celebrity, and here I am. Okay, continue.
Yes, sir. Amarachi,
Hello.
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic.
That's good. That's good. I just saw you live and allowing people up. So I was like, you know what? This is my chance to speak to the Queen Maker. I haven't seen you in a long time. I used to follow you very heavily. Probably like 2 years ago when I was living alone. I would literally have your videos on the TV and just let it play. And now I can't do that because I have people living with me. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like now I do content kind of like promoting to women that they should focus on themselves, their education and their career instead of dealing with men because we can't trust men. And I wanted to give you your credit on actually teaching me something that a lot of people haven't, like something that has never gotten to me ever before in my life, which is that men don't know how to know how to love, and that they're pretty much finessing us. Everything that everything that they're doing is a lie. It's a scam. They're finessing us, and if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have had that correlation. So I just wanted to come up here and let everybody know. Hi, Emma. I wanted to come up here and let everybody know that yeah, you're definitely the GOAT. When it comes to like actually getting your point across, and the fact that I just heard you say you never read any books, that's a whole nother level of divine, spiritual, like nuance, or what's the word that I'm looking for? Just like context. It's the fact that you don't have to read a book. You're like downloading these messages from like a source or something like that, because I feel like I get the same type of thing. So when I say that the message that you gave me was so powerful that you can't just trust these men because of when I tell you, I don't even know how to explain. I just have to give you your flowers right now, just in case I never get the chance to do it again. I did have a little beef with you during it wasn't real beef. It was like parasocial beef during the whole drama that happened, because I had a lot of questions, but other than that, like, you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, and you're very powerful. So keep it up.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Bye.
Elizabeth, Kylie, how you doing?
Hello. Right. Can I just, first of all, I want to reiterate, like, what all these other women have just said to you. Like, thank you so much. Right. Unfortunately, I'm a straight woman, right? But if I could control it, you would be the one. Like, you are a beautiful woman. But honestly, the way, like, that besides, like, put that to one side. The way, like, right, listen, you are an American, like, you're in America, right? Your life compared to mine is, like, so different. But so much of what you say, it's still, it applies to me as this white woman in England. And honestly, I just want to say thank you so much. because, do you know, like, you have these thoughts and you're like, but oh no, like, am I right? Am I wrong? Or whatever. And then when I hear someone like you saying it, and so many, like, there's so many of us, like, so many, it's like, it's the girl thing, isn't it? It's girlhood. We're all, like, nodding along and going, yes, she's right. She's right. She's right. She's right. You are right. And thank you so much for not only what you're saying, but for saying it so loudly and so proud. Like, honestly, I know that you're doing this, like, to help all of us girls, all us women, but genuinely, I don't think you realise just how many of us that you're reaching. And yeah, like I say, like, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. And just keep saying what you're saying and keep doing it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, and I'm honored.
I was not expecting to, like, get rolled up like the past few girls, like all of us, like, oh my God, like, oh, she's she's speaking to us. Like, none of us were expecting it. But no, honestly, thank you so much, because, like I say, it means so much to us, like, to all of us, just to know, like, do you know what? Actually, we're not crazy, we're not stupid or whatever. Like, we are women. That's what we are. We're all women. And a woman like you are so strong. Like, I'm really, like, a strong woman, and it means so much when it comes from a woman like you. So thank you. And like I say, just keep on. Like, keep on telling us, because you are, like I say, like, you're, I mean, I don't know, where are you from originally? I don't know, like Georgia or somewhere? I don't know. New York? Yeah, literally, I don't know. But I am literally in the northwest of England right now, in, like, a little town that no bugger in America has ever heard of. But here I am, like, and I've been following you for so long and listening to what you're saying. And that's, like, you're reaching so many of us, and thank you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you so much, and I'm sorry because I feel like I've probably waffled a bit, haven't I? But yeah, go, get the next girl on quick. I want to hear the next girl.
Okay, thank you.
But honestly, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Okay, inspiration.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to get shocked here. I'm honored. I want an autograph book and a photograph. I don't care. Listen, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. Jamaica's 45 minutes away from me, so that lady was close. Our drive to you, this is like, let me tell you, I knew it from the moment, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I was window licking, and from the moment I saw you, you had this aura about you, this projection that just came through, that I listened to the voice in my head and said, stop. And I did, and I listened, and I said, this person is real. This person is genuine. This person is authentic. This person is in the light. She's in the truth. She's in the way. she's in Christ consciousness. You found one of yourselves, which we're very rare. We're like Unicorn Day. And it's such a beautiful thing to share with people, but it's a heavy burden for us to carry. And I admire you for having such dedicated, not one person was vicious, no one's ever lashed out to you. That is a blessing alone. That speaks high volumes, my friend. That is, listen, I'm a Hispanic minority. I'm Cuban. You don't base a person on their race, gender, or sex. You know what you base a person as? Their character. Their character. A woman's character creates the woman, not her nationality, not her color. And we're both minorities. The character of a person is the greatest validation of one's security within oneself. And I'm still trying to figure out who you are, you know? And you know, you've been blessed. If you haven't seen it, I have to say you've been blessed. As a person that doesn't know you, you are extremely humble. And a lot of people don't understand the dark side. The knowledge that this woman has and the knowledge that I have, in the wrong hands, it could be very dangerous. You could deceive so many people. You could be a narcissist. No, in the wrong hands, in a narcissist, it's forget about it. The gates of hell opened up. This is a knowledge that is a lifestyle. And this woman is going to teach you. Believe me, I see nothing wrong here. There is no judgment. There is just truth. And I'll let the host continue. But I'm out of words.
Thank you. Let's see. Take a lot of time. Some of these people done dropped off. Take a lot of time. Some of these people done dropped off. Take a lot of time. Hello. So the pre-order link will be up tomorrow for the book. The pre-order link will be up tomorrow for the book, and the workshop tickets are already up. Colette? Okay. Crown and S?
Hello?
Hey,
Can you guys hear me? Hi, Princella. Sorry. It's my first time joining a live. I was actually working on some content and I just so happened to bump into your live. I actually ran into you when you were doing your collaboration with the Rich Red Witch. I know Chi Chi brought it up. And that was honestly, I mean, amongst all of your other collaborations, that one kind of, it was exciting to me because coming from the Rich Red Witch's platform, I know she connects more on the spiritual aspect. I mean, her name is the Rich Red Witch, so she kind of goes into spirituality. As far as for you, I know that you are more of an armor, whereas for her, she's more of perception. I love both concepts so much. I think it is such a deep thing. And when you guys came together, to hear you guys' both side and it was critical. I know for some women who weren't ready for that conversation, it could have came off very triggering because it's something that they're not used to hearing. It's not something that they want to hear. I kind of think that they want to hear two women kind of talk badly about men, but you two, you started going in on women. I'm going to be honest. And I think that that's something that they needed to understand because we, and I'm a victim of that as well, we're very delulu sometimes.
and we are very kind of high up in the mystical realms. We believe that everything happens for a reason, but it's actually just us participating in our own game with others. So I love to hear that. But my question to you, have you ever come across the concept of applied mysticism?
So I noticed that I could tell that you probably don't know a lot about me, and you probably are judging me based on that one, because you label her as spiritual and me as armor. I don't think that you realize the spiritual depth that I actually am. And it's very difficult when you're a multidimensional person. But as I teach on this platform, I'm a systems architect for human development, and everything that I do is scientific, esoteric, and spiritual in nature. Right. So none of these concepts are above me or beyond me. They are integrated into my work. So I am the creator of a book called The Wire, a unified field theory for human consciousness. And I created another concept, the 5 components of love, transformation, the mechanics of transformation. And I have synthesized mysticism, esoteric information, systems theory, philosophy, psychology, thermodynamics, every area of science, architecture, everything. And I've synthesized it all into a concept specifically centered around love that will elevate people from their lower self to their higher self and expand their perceptual range. So I think the perception that you might have of me is kind of one dimensional. Everything that I do is spiritual.
Okay. No, yeah, of course. I did come from her platform, and it was something that I only got to see you from that perspective. I have been sitting here listening for a while and just hearing the praises and what people have been saying as far as you helping them. I personally wanted to ask you because, I am here to get to know you a little bit more and just to see how far out. But I mean, hey, I definitely misjudged. I mean, you're at this point, you're kind of gnarly. But again, thank you just for even answering. And it was just a question that I have because it's something that I currently want to do. I do want to. It's not going to be as a professional level as you, because I know you've been doing it for a long time. But there are the baby steppers that are so into it that they want to maybe come in with their own style and their own kind of tweaks and things like that. But again,
If I may, if I may chime in a second, I could add some light to this wonderful host that we have. Me, you, and the host, the three of us attend the same classroom and math class. We get the same teacher, the same level of education. We both, and all three of us, get graduation certificates. I know you want to be a contact creator, and so many people want to be this pioneer that we're listening to right now, because she is the staple and she's the pioneer. Everything after that is secondary. But here's the thing you need to find. Open up the palm of your hand. Look at your fingerprints. We all have the same study, the same graduation certificate, the same teacher. You have to find your own fingerprint, your own identity, your own style, your own technique, because I got the same math teacher as Priscilla. You got the same math teacher as Priscilla. We got the same degree from the same college. We go out. Why is she selling homes and I'm not? Well, because she found her fingerprint, her identity, and the Christ consciousness, the spiritual abilities within yourself, the powers that you have within yourself will show you your own trademark. You're not going to be a Priscilla. You're going to be an apostle of Priscilla. You are going to create your own following, and you shall be blessed beyond your wildest dreams. But you have to manifest it with your fingerprint on it.
And so how I like to describe it, because I usually use my whiteboard. Let me see if I can turn. Um, I can probably do it on here, and I can show y'all. Um, I got some. Yep, I got some juice in here.
And while she's doing that, I just realized I'm the only man here, and I'm being nice to all the women, and they're not loving me back, and I'm standing up for them because I feel that. Listen, not for nothing. Women are powerful. Women, I came from a woman. Hello, and I learned that through the. You know how I learned what I learned about women through the beauty of life. That's how simple it was, and it showed you how to value. Okay, let's all pay attention now.
Okay, so basically, here's about it. Okay, so this is what I tell people in terms of finding your own way. Everybody has the same kind of box, okay? Everybody's in the same polar realm. We all are. And these are the chakras, okay? I don't have time to color them. But these are the chakras. You got 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom. This is the heart chakra, the midway. What I tell people, this is life, this is existence, okay? If you want to get in this realm here, you have to go through this area here. If you don't go through this area here, you will be trapped in the lower nature. You will be trapped in the realm of existence. Everybody that's down here, everybody has to go through the same portal. But when you come out through this portal, everybody has a different life path that they branch off to. Everybody, it's the same thing with school. Just like he mentioned, we got the same teachers, this, that, and the other one. You go through, you graduate, and then you branch off into your direction. Everybody has to go through this, though. If you don't go through this, you're not going to be able to put your unique value at. Life is the realm of where your authentic self is. The wire that I told you that I wrote, the W stands for work. Work is an eternal concept. And I will tell you why work is an eternal concept real quick. Because the first law of thermodynamics is energy is neither created or destroyed. It only transforms from one form to another. Well, what is the definition of energy? Energy is the capacity to perform work. Work is force times displacement. So energy uses force to move something. And since the third law of thermodynamics is absolute zero, which is a theoretical limit which can never be met, it means that energy will always exist and it will always move and it will always work. So since work is eternal, just like energy, you come here with a divine vocation before you get here. You have a vocation already. You won't know what that vocation is until you get out of the realm of existence, because in the realm of existence, you will do a job based on survival. You will do a job based on getting your basic needs met. When you get out of here by going through this midway point, which is my 5 components of love, the system, the structure, the process that will transform your energy and send you on the right path, then and only then will you align with your authentic self, and that will transform your wire. That will transform your work, the type of information that you consume. It will elevate your relationships and it will ultimately transform your experience on this plane. But you have to go through this first. So when you go through that, you will find your individual self. Does that make sense?
To me, it does make sense. And I also do want to a little bit of echo for Mario, I didn't mean to come off as if I am just trying to copy what you're doing, because what you do is authentically for you. How you deliver, how you orate, how you put things together, it is specifically for Princella. That is you. What I was trying to say was that during my journey, when I was at the lower chakras, of course, we have this phase where we're trying to figure things out. And I ended up finally putting a word. This is how it started for me. And in the beginning, to me, I was interested in stoicism. But then I realized that is something that I didn't want to do because, and again, this is my personal experience, I just felt that it didn't really express my femininity as much as I wanted it to, because stoicism is more manly. It's a lot more kind of like stone like, you know, for you to just figure yourself out through this very static system. I didn't have wiggle room to really understand my creativeness through stoicism. So I kept diving and kept going deeper and kept reading, and then I bumped into the word alchemy in my timeline. Once I was able to get through that, I wanted to find out creators that were in that community. And that's when like the floodgates opened, you know. You were one of my top searches. The Rich Red Witch was one of my top searches. Like, you guys are like kind of top creators at this point. So me visualizing and seeing, and I was kind of alleviated that this was a free conversation. There were so many different angles to this. People were attacking it from different perspectives. I was like, holy crap, I want to find how I can talk about this. And that's kind of where Crown and Serpent was built off of. It's my version of what it is, applied mysticism, you know, just going off of, you know, contemplative wisdom and like mysticality in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's all about putting your own flavor, because here's the thing. There is no creation on the planet that didn't use materials that was already here. Okay? So every building uses materials that was already on planet Earth. The thing that makes the building unique is the builders and the architecture's sauce that they put on it, how they configure it, right? So even with the concept of the 5 components of love, I didn't create the elements that made up the 5 components of love. The elements was already there. All I did was utilize my personality, my wisdom, and how I synthesize, how I see the world, and I configured something and saw something based on what was already here. So that's all that you can do too. And you have a personality, you have something to bring to the table that can shape things in your own unique way, but it's all going to be built off of the same fundamental principles.
Yes. It's it's kind of like how the teacher thing, you know, there's teachers that teach the same subject, but they have different styles of teaching. And it's like, you know, we could do the same mathematical problem, but I can have one teacher teaching me how the Japanese would do it versus, hey, let's do like PEMDAS or things like that. Like, it's easier ways for you to tackle the same problem, you know, and we're all soldiers. We're all students of life. We all want to understand it. And there are some that are more gifted, better orators than others. Some are more visual. Some make it a little bit more easier to kind of apply it in your daily life. Like, we're all gifted in our own way. And Priscilla has just been one of the kind of like icons that we can say, that has really made it easy for us to understand what the hell is going on and how can we just become better just with ourselves and more softer with other people, you know, because it's already hard enough. So that's my thank you to you, just for introducing me to something that I can finally get a style of my own, you know. Thank you for that. Bye, guys.
But All right. So
Oh, oh
now
my
you
God!
go.
Right. Oh, hi. Hello. So I'm back. You spoke to me before. Do you know what? As well, Do you know what? Actually, you've convinced me that I always thought that I was like completely straight. Like like I'm a straight woman. Actually, no, I'm not. um, no, stop looking at me like that. No, but honestly, it is you who, like, you have convinced me that actually, yeah, this like little white woman in England who always thought she was straight, actually, no, like, well, I can't be fully straight, can I? If I am so attracted to you, right? But however, right, that is like, that's like a side note, isn't it? Because, oh God, are you okay? Where's she gone? Are you okay? Because I know, like, there's been very, like, serious, like, actual, like, serious conversations about, oh God, what is going, what is going on now? No, honestly, right, no, listen, you look really concerned, like worried. What is going on? I'm with all of us now on this live stream. Like, we've seen you, like, the bouncers. What is going on? Are you sure you're okay?
I think that everybody else is probably thinking that question belonged to you. They trying to
What?
ask
No,
you.
but no. What I'm saying is, are you sure you're like? Are you sure that you're safe?
I'm worried about you though.
I got fans. I got fans in your comment, Maria Ann, and a
Oh
few
my
others
god!
say,
Oh my
Mario,
god!
jump in.
Right,
Mario,
hang
jump
on.
in. Mario's staying out of this one.
Right, hang on. Right, Printello, please, can I speak to him too? Mario, you're still here.
Yes, I'm still here, and I have fans asking me to jump in, and I'm like, nah, staying out of this one.
Right, no, hang on. Can I just say, and I
Yes.
think Princello will appreciate this as well. I love you to bits. Like, what a good guy you are.
Who's a good guy? Me?
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
obviously. Who else? Who
Well, I'm the
else am
only
I
guy. I'm
talking
sorry.
about?
Okay. First compliment I got all night.
Well, you're very welcome then.
Well, let me tell you something. If you go to my profile, the pictures are true and correct. It's not catfishing, but it's the energy that someone holds. And we
Yeah,
project in
see?
the physical and we project over the phone because we are energy beings, my friend.
No,
And
right.
sometimes, believe it or not, I
No,
go to places
honestly,
and
I don't mean
wait.
to cut you off, but I 100% agree with you right now, what you're saying about energy, because her, right now, Prince Ella, she is that energy that she projects that good energy, but so do you.
Yes, we walk in a room together in Miami in 2 months from now because she's going to hold a conference here. I'm 20 minutes from Miami. We're going to part the ocean in the conference room when we walk in. You know, people have energy that attracts people, and it's a blessing, but at the same time, it's overwhelming, you know?
Yeah. Yes, you're right, yeah. But hang on. Should me and you should we leave this now? Because Princella, I feel like you have been so nice to me. You've been so nice to me, and you've been so nice to him. But actually, at the same time now, like, you need to get rid of us. Like,
Yeah.
like, look, like, all your call, like, I know you make your money, whatever. Like, thank you so much, actually, for giving me, like, the time of day. Thank you for listening to me. And genuinely, like, what you're saying, it doesn't.
I had to get mine.
I feel like you think it applies only to like black women or whoever, like in America. But I swear to God, you would be so shocked how many just English women, like, I'm not very good at like verbalizing my feelings. No, don't stop doing that. Stop putting that face. I'm not very good at verbalizing what I actually mean. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna fuck off, right? Okay. Thank you so much for just us girls. Like, thank you for being a girl's girl. Because you know what? At the end of the day, that is what you are. Princella, you are a girl's girl. Thank you for that. And like I say, like, literally, you've reached northwest England. Like, not even a main city in northwest England. But here we are, us girls, listening to you, and we're like, yeah, like, she's right. So now I'm going to go. Thank you so much, though. Honestly, Princella, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you so much.
I thank you. Thank you very much. And I hope you have a wonderful night. I really hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for coming up twice to let me know how you. I don't think I ever figured out how you feel, but thank you for trying to tell me.
I'm still lost. I had to go get my sunglasses. You know, I live on the beach, so they're never too far away. I'm like, you know what? I got to join this live. People got to see what I look like. This is not fair, you know? But, you know, it was beautiful. It was nice. It was nice. Nice compliments. Everything's positive. That's the great thing. And look how many smiley, laughy faces we're getting on here.
Yeah.
That's good energy. That is good energy. Energy is good for the soul.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure meeting you. Now you see what I look like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh God, that was spontaneously funny. It really truly was.
It was. I guess I'll take this last person that's in the queue. Okay, they're not in the queue. So, yeah. Well, how many of y'all are coming to the event Monday? And how many of y'all want a copy of the book? Let me see. Somebody else.
Hi, Princella. I'm so excited. Hi. I'm Emma. I'm from Nigeria. The first time I heard you speak was on Hardly Initiated, the debate with Tim Ross.
Yeah.
It was mind blowing. It was like, wow, what the hell is she saying? I had to watch it. It's about 4-hour video. I had to watch that almost 3 times. And I was like, wow. I was like, wow, this is new. This is the first thing you said. You were like, men are incapable of love. And it struck me. It just made sense. I connected with that greatly. And you spoke about how incompatible, the union of a man and a woman can be. And, I just could relate with a lot of things you shared. And yeah, yeah, I respect all you have said. I respect your journey because I have seen you become much calmer when you speak. Like over the years, 3-4 years, you have like alchemized everything, all that you've been through, because you've shared some of your stories. You've alchemized all that you've been through. You've brought out so much wisdom, and it's wonderful to learn from you. So yeah.
Thank you. I see somebody said in the comments that that's a little far. Is it? Is it? What? In order for you to say that, you would actually have to know what love is. And I've proven. I was talking to somebody about somebody in the comments. I've proven several times that the majority of people don't know what love is. So can you say it's a little far? Because the majority of people can't even connect with their higher self, right? There are so many constraints. Like love is not an emotion. And I can understand you saying that incapable is a little far if you base it on an emotion, because everybody got emotions. So why couldn't they feel love? But love ain't an emotion. It's not an action either. So what is it? Love is a structure. It's a system. It's a process, and it's a state. You actually have to build a structure, and you have to exist in that state. You have to go through a series of energy conversions. People ain't doing that. They don't even have the resources to know how to do it. I just wrote a book called The 5 Components of Love, and it's a 500-page book. Where your book on love? Because what you say ain't got nothing to back it up. I got a 500-page book that explains my position far more than your little sentence. See, you can say that in a sentence. I can't say what I gotta say in a sentence, because my concept of love is far deeper than one little old sentence. It's impossible. My concept is more pages than a dissertation, than a PhD dissertation. So my perspective on this concept is a little different. I don't think you have the intellectual capabilities or the vision to even tell me that it's unrealistic, because we don't speak the same language. Now, I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm just telling you straight up. I'm just telling you straight up. I think I know a little bit more than you might even consider what love is. Love ain't so simple, because if it was so simple, y'all wouldn't be searching high and low with your genitals trying to find it. You wouldn't actually carry ideas that love hurts. You wouldn't tolerate the things that you tolerate in relationships if you actually knew what love was. You wouldn't have to convince yourself that you need to love yourself if you knew what it was. Loving yourself seemed to be real hard. To say that it's sacrifice. Well, you said it was simple because you said love is sacrifice. Well, you only mentioned I got 5 components. You say it's one thing. You say it's one thing. Like I said, I can't even write one sentence. What are the other components? What are the other components? Because you said love is sacrifice. I would never say love is sacrifice, because love is not sacrifice. If it's You don't call a cake, you don't say that a cake is eggs, do you? Eggs is a component that make up a cake, but you wouldn't dare call a cake eggs, now would you? So if you wouldn't dare call a cake eggs or milk or flour, why would you call the concept of love one of its ingredients? I would never call love sacrifice if it's a component of love, because that ain't nothing but an ingredient. See, I don't think you want to. It's no point in trying to box with me. No, it's no point in anybody trying to box with me. The only thing that you can do is learn from me. That's it. You can't box with me though, because you're gonna get knocked out. You're gonna get one of them nice. You're gonna get one of them nice Mike Tyson knockouts. 5 seconds. 10 seconds.
Princella, if he's ready to come on, it could be your first challenge. I don't think you've had any challenge yet. You've been having a lot of admirations, so he could be a challenge. Let him come on.
Yeah, if all they gotta do is request to come on. All they gotta do is request to come on. I think Kylie hot in the pants. I'm like, nah, they arms too short to box with you. Yeah. Ain't no sense in trying to box with me. Listen, I don't think you heard. I didn't put 25 years worth of thought into the stuff that I'm talking about. If you ain't spent no time thinking about none of this and you just regurgitating stuff based on what you feel, you're not finna win. Don't even come up here trying to challenge me. It's not worth your time because you're gonna lose quick. The only thing that you can do is learn from me. Kind of like Dr. John Henry Clark. John Henry Clark said, I only debate my equals. Everybody else I teach. I'm a teacher. I don't mind teaching you. But the moment that you think you finna throw them hands, I'm gonna have to go ahead and go for the jugular. I'm gonna have to go ahead and get you right there. Okay? All right. Emma, did you have something else to say?
No, I think that's that. I don't want to sound like Kylie here, but it's been an honor speaking with you. It's been an honor watching your videos, learning from you. There are quite some concepts I still haven't grasped from what you share, but I have appreciated all that I have been able to pick from you. So looking forward to learning from you. Yeah. And hopefully getting your books too.
All right.
I was looking forward to picking the 41 Shades of Men, but I was like, I don't know. I'm afraid of seeing men one way because I'm already scared of how I already see them. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I just might pick it.
Yeah, don't fear knowledge. I think you should come to my workshop. If you got some time, come on over there.
All right, but I'm in Nigeria, though. So except if it's virtual.
It's virtual, yes.
Okay. I would consider that.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
the link in my bio. The link in my bio, the 3-day event.
Okay. All right, I'll do so.
All right, thank you.
Hey, can I
All
be
right,
an
bye.
honorary? Can I be an honorary member of this women's club?
I ain't got no women's club.
I know, but I see so many women, hating on men, and the way to succeed in life and self-consciousness and success is to release all your burdens and all your resentment and liberate yourself and let the new energy come in and just love each other for who we are, the spiritual beings.
Mario, you gotta, in order to do that. So I tell people, so the devil is in the details, right?
Ooh.
So the realm of existence is hell. That's where the devil resides. That's the shadow. The shadow is the shadow world. And what live in the shadows? Ghouls, goblins, demons, vampires, and skeletons. Okay, that's where you got all the skeletons in your closet and everything. That is also the area of the red tape and all of life's complexities. So the devil is in the details. Life is simple. Life is a constructed zone. In order for you to understand the simplicity of life, to be able to appreciate the valuable things, which is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, temperance, and all of these virtues, you gotta go through hell first. And so you have to go through the truth about what male and female are in the physical realm. So people are gonna go through hate. They gonna go through all of that as they find out the truth about this wicked physical realm that we in. Once you rise above that, then you can access the realm of appreciation, compassion, and everything. But people got to go through the disappointment, the grief, the understanding that they've been lied to, seeing the wickedness of this plane. You gotta see it before you can rise above it.
Wow. And you know what I could relate that to in layman's terms? Because you are the philosopher in the words, I'm not. I'm from Jersey. But I live in Florida. I could relate that to the book of John when the Pharisees asked Jesus about sin. He looked at them. The Pharisees came with the Torah. He replied back orally. He said, for I do not judge the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, saying, I only judge the spirit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the flesh is what it is. Like the flesh is an automatic thing. You have to judge the spirit. The spirit is in the flesh. The flesh, that's why I tell people when I teach them, I say, look, the way to get over ego is to realize the flesh has a program of its own. So when we talking about the flesh is not the true you. You inhabit a vehicle that's already designed and programmed. You are just unconscious of the fact that you can actually control the damn vehicle. Right now, you in a Tesla, this motherfucker driving you, it done took you hostage. You over there in the passenger seat just strapped down in the car just doing whatever the fuck it want to do. You got to realize that you can drive the car, right? So right now the car is driving everybody, okay? And the car is half of itself. And when you realize that you can drive the car, you realize how everybody else's car is designed. You can go through your emotions or whatever, and then you can realize that you can take control of your life, right? So once you realize, once you in the know, after you know, now we can judge your behavior based on your ability to take accountability and responsibility. Now, this goes into a completely different conversation that I won't really delve deep into, but I'm writing another book called The 6 Pillars of Empowerment. And I've broken down the difference between, I've synthesized law into this. So I didn't put anything dealing with law and constitution and all of that stuff, legalese, in the 5 components of love. But I'm integrating legalese, law, and all of that into the 6 pillars of empowerment because it's very apropos to that. But it all boils down to the same principles. And it explains why people are in the situations or in the predicaments that they're in, because they really just don't understand, and they really don't have the capability to grasp a lot of these concepts. So the first thing, when they start to grasp, when they start to see, you're going to start to see that the whole thing in existence is set up against you. Relationships are not for you. Relationships are a trap. You will never find what you need in another person. The other person is actually designed to hurt you in the physical realm. That's a truth, but that's the physical body. What about the soul? What about the spirit? You won't know that until you transcend the flesh. Sean.
Hey, Priscilla, how are you doing?
I'm excellent.
Thank you for accepting my request. I didn't want to be too long-winded, but I just wanted to come on here because I thank you for all that you do. You have greatly impacted my life, and I'm just forever grateful for that. I did have to take a step back from your content a little bit because I had come into a reality that I thought I was ready for, but I wasn't. I had gotten into a relationship with a male, and I ended up getting pregnant with twin boys. And I am now coming to the realization, now they're about to be 6 months, that I'm going to have a lot of work to do in terms of raising male children. And I didn't realize that before. I battled myself during my pregnancy a lot with getting an abortion and then I battled infertility. So I thought maybe this is my only opportunity. So I went ahead and went for it. But now I see that I'm going to have to do a lot of work, and I'm just remembering everything that you taught us about raising male children and keeping that in mind when raising them not to be like women, raising them not to be like girls. So I just thank you. And even though I fell off a little bit, I'm right back on. I guess at that time I wasn't. I thought I was ready, but I really wasn't ready to hear the truth. But now I am ready, and I just thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. Thank you so much. And I wish you the best. And if you got time to come to the workshop, I highly recommend, because you're gonna need that information for sure.
Absolutely. I definitely will. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Okay. You there? Let's see. Okay. All right. So all the people in the queue, all the people in the queue are out. All the people in the queue are out. All right, Mario, you got any closing?
I have closing. I want to thank you for being a good soul, a good spirit, not a good person. I don't see a person. I see a good soul. I want to thank you. When you get a chance, look at my profile on TikTok. You get more of an insight who I am. I want to thank you for bringing joy to my heart tonight, for being truthful to oneself and your audience. I highly respect you for that. There's very few people like you on this earth. We need more of you. We need more of each other. We don't need handouts. We need hands up. We need to lift each other, not give a handout. We are only a reflection of ourselves and what we want. And thank you for being a true blessing tonight. And love always from Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. If you ever need anything, you got your little Cuban buddy here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I definitely would love, if the Lord permits it, the higher powers, maybe one day we could physically meet and just say, how you been, my friend?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I
Just
definitely want that book.
send me a message in my inbox so that way I can find your profile, and then I'll let you know when the link is up.
Okay, will do. So how do I get you on your message? Just hit the top corner,
Yeah.
Priscilla?
Yep, and go to my profile and you can see, click the messages. Yeah. So, well,
Okay, thank you so much, and I'll let you say goodbye to all your wonderful fans.
all right. Thank you. Have a good night.